Welcome to 21st Sports 2015 season preview for the Cleveland Browns. We're going to go over the roster and we're going to go over the regular season schedule and make predictions for every single game in the regular season. But let's start with the roster. And at quarterback, who is their quarterback? Who knows who's going to start? You got Josh McCown, you got Johnny Manziel, you got Austin Davis. It's almost three of the same. Manziel, though, he's young. He has a ton of potential, but he's got to put in a lot of hard work to be able to be successful at this next level like he was in college. Austin Davis is, he's had some games where he showed some signs of the potential success, but he hasn't necessarily been able to put together with consistency. And then Josh McCown, he's another guy that's kind of up and down. He's not been very consistent either, so they don't really have a solid quarterback, and that's going to lead to some troubles in this team. I actually thought Hoyer was a good quarterback, that they didn't really give a fair chance to run this team. And so, they don't really have a quarterback. And then you have some questions in the backfield, but I actually think that they got a decent running game. Isaiah Crowell is pretty good, and I think Duke Johnson Jr. has a lot of potential to be good as well. So they have a good offensive line, so they shouldn't have too much trouble running the ball. They actually should be good there. And then, receiver, you got Andrew Hawkins, Brian Hartline, Travis Benjamin, Taylor Gabriel. They're all pretty talented, but they're really missing Josh Gordon. It's like they just have the worst luck when it comes to Gordon. It's kind of ridiculous. They just let the guy play, he's basically, it's safer than Tylenol. But anyway, so you got Malcolm Johnson also at fullback. So that's their offense, and they got plenty of talent on that offense. Just there's the questions at quarterback, and really, I almost feel like they should just have Johnny Manziel play, let him grow on the field, and that's really the only way you're going to succeed. Is you have to go through your growing pains. As I said in one of the other videos, I said about Blake Bortles, I was like, hey, Troy Aikman, right? He was 1-15 his rookie year. But the Cowboys put him out there. They kept putting him out there because they knew he had talent. And if Johnny's your guy, put him out there. But we'll see what happens. So then on defense, they brought in Randy Starks in on defense, and they also drafted Danny Shelton. They actually already had a pretty good defense. So that's actually the strength of their team. They got a ton of talent on their defense. They also got Desmond Bryant on the other end. They said Danny Shelton will be playing up the middle, and he was really good in college. We'll see how he transitions to the next level. I believe he will have success in the NFL. And so the outside linebackers, you got Paul Kruger and Scott Salmon. And then you got on the inside Carlos Dansby and Kristen Kirksey. So you had a talented linebacking core there. And you got a good secondary as well. Corners Tremont Williams and Joe Hayden. Joe Hayden is a ball hawk. And then you got Tashawn Gibson and Dante Whitner, and they're some good safeties. Gibson the free and Whitner the strong. So I think they have a lot of talent on their defense, actually. The thing is, they've always had a lot of talent on this defense, but it doesn't seem to help. A lot of that has to do with the troubles that they have on the other side of the ball. But let's look at the special teams. You got Travis Coons at kicker, Andy Lee is the punter. And then returning kicks, you got Marlon Moore and Justin Gilbert. Return punts, you got Travis Benjamin. And so that is the roster for the Cleveland Browns. The roster doesn't seem to necessarily be the problem in Cleveland. A lot of it is just their front office always making so many mistakes. They seem to be very inept. And then they're always changing coaches. And so they don't have consistency at coach. They don't have consistency at quarterback. And if you want to win in the NFL, you got to have consistency in those two places most of all. So, and that's why they keep losing. Well, let's look at their regular season schedule. Starting off week 1, September 13th. They're going to be going to New York to face the Jets. I believe they lose this game. And then in week 2, September 20th, 1 o'clock, they're going to be at home against the Titans. I think they can beat Tennessee. In week 3, September 27th, 1 o'clock game, they're going to be hosting the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to come in there and beat them. The Raiders are going to be a much better team than a lot of people expect. Then week 4, October 4th, a 4 o'clock kickoff. All these times are Eastern. And of course, Ohio is in the Eastern time zone, so they're going to be going to San Diego, though that's in the Western time zone. But at San Diego, so it'll be 1 o'clock in San Diego. But anyway, I think that the Chargers win this game. It's going to be tough for the Browns to win on the road. I said they just don't have a consistent play at quarterback, and that's, it's a quarterback league. You can't win without consistent play from your quarterback, no matter how good your defense is. So then week 5, October 11th, 1 o'clock kickoff in Baltimore against the Ravens, and I think the Ravens will get the best of them in this one. It's a division rivalry game. It's the first time they actually see a division rival, and this is in week 5. So then week 6, October 18th, 1 o'clock kickoff at home against the Broncos. I actually believe that they will beat Denver. It'd be interesting to see, too, at this point, if you got Johnny Manziel having taken over the helm. It's, a question like, is he even going to start week 1? Like, who's even going to be the quarterback for Cleveland? Well, one knows. But I think maybe by this time, Johnny will take it over. It'd be kind of interesting to see Johnny versus Peyton. Of course, Peyton is in the twilight of his career. I think time's finally caught up to him. I think that's part of why the Cleveland's going to be able to beat him in this game. I think Hayden will pick off Peyton a couple times. So then week 7, October 25th, 1 o'clock kickoff in St. Louis against the Rams. I believe the Rams will beat them. They got a really strong defense, although they have some questions at quarterback as well. Then week 8, November 1st, 1 o'clock kickoff at home against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a tough team. I believe Arizona wins this one. So then week 9, November 5th, this is a Thursday night game. This is their first primetime game of the season. It's against the Bengals, their division rivals. It's in Cincinnati, the Battle of Ohio. They always play each other tough regardless of their records. But I like Cincy in this game. I think Cincy's going to be the team to beat this year. I think they're going to repeat in the North and make a run. And so then week 10, November 15th, 1 o'clock kickoff in Pittsburgh against the Steelers, another division rivalry game. 2 division rivalry games on the road in a row, and 2 losses in a row. So then week 11, they get the bye week, and they come out of the bye week. They got their 3rd division game in a row, 3rd of 4 division games, but now they're back at home. This is a Monday night game against the Ravens, and I believe that they will beat Baltimore. I don't think Baltimore is going to be as good as people are expecting. And so then week 13, December 6th, 1 o'clock kickoff, their 4th division game in a row. This one, their 2nd home game in a row. And this one's the 2nd game where they face the Bengals, and I think the Bengals sweep the season series just as they have previously last year. So then week 14, December 13th, 1 o'clock kickoff, and this one's at home, and it's their 3rd home game in a row. This one's against the Niners, and after having lost those other 2 games, well, they beat Baltimore, but they lost in Cincinnati, at least in my predictions. And so then I believe they win this one, though. So they win 2 out of the 3 in this 3-game home stretch, and they beat the Niners. And then they go against their 2nd straight NFC West opponent, but this time they're on the road in week 15, December 20th, against the Seattle Seahawks. It's in Seattle, 4 o'clock kickoff, and it's just going to be tough for the Browns to travel to Seattle and win the Seahawks. So now week 16, December 27th, 1 o'clock kickoff in Kansas City against the Chiefs. And in Arrowhead, I don't think the Browns can beat Kansas City. I think Kansas City's defense is too strong, and they have too many weapons on offense. So in week 17, the final game of the season, January 3rd, they ended off at home against the Steelers, division rivalry game. And I think Pittsburgh wins this one and sweeps the season series against Cleveland. Pittsburgh has owned the Browns ever since the Browns reestablished themselves in Cleveland. And so, especially Roethlisberger just lights them up. And until they can prove otherwise, you got to go with Pittsburgh. So I have the Steelers winning this game. So it's going to be a rough year for the Browns. I don't know, man. You wonder what is the problem with Cleveland, and like I said, it's got to be the front office is really what it is. The front office just keeps making bad decisions. But all in all, I have them at 4-12. It's going to be another long season in Cleveland. Let me know what you think, though, in the comment section below, whether you agree or disagree. Definitely interested to read your thoughts and opinions. Let me know what you think about the roster and what do you think about the schedule and our predictions, and what are your predictions. Thank you very much for listening. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you're having a good day and have a great weekend, and enjoy all the sports.